I tried the law of assumption for over 2 years. And let me tell you, amazing things happened, but it wasn't always easy. In the beginning, I was struggling a lot because I encountered so many misconceptions from so-called gurus, actually sharing advice that's quite dangerous. So if you ever struggled with manifestation, keep watching because I will break it down for you in this video. If you don't know me, my name is Oliver. I use the law of assumption and law of attraction to manifest my dream life. And I've been traveling all over the world, manifested my dream girl, she's amazing, and multiple six figures in my dream business as an artist and much more. But it wasn't always like this, trust me. Everything in my life started to change when I finally made the switch. And the switch came not easy because there are so many misconceptions. I was watching movies around the law of attraction, quantum physic. I watched tons of YouTube videos. I read books. I signed up to seminars, but it wasn't working because I didn't understand the fundamental thing that really makes it work. And it's just one thing, guys. If you do this one thing and it makes switch in your mind, everything starts working. Things will go smoother and it's going to be easy and effortless because that's what manifestation is meant to be. It is meant to be effortless and easy. It's not meant to be hard and struggle and trying to make it happen. Because if you feel like that, if you feel a lot of pressure, if you're pushing hard, you're not manifesting. You're in the wrong frequency. So in the end of the video, I will tell you exactly what was this mindset shift. But before we go there, let's talk about what the law of assumption actually is and also the law of attraction, how I use both of them, some misconceptions that you need to avoid. And then in the end, we're gonna talk about the switch that I made that makes it all work. So you probably know the law of assumption from Neville. Neville became super famous. I started reading his books like 2 years ago. And before that, I didn't even know him. So I knew about the law of attraction first. And the law of attraction came to me in form of The Secret movie. You probably know The Secret movie. By the way, I also had an interview with Joe Vitale and he was one of the stars in The Secret movie, right? So I had a great conversation with him. If you want to watch that, I'll put it down below or up there. And I watched this movie. It was amazing. I got pumped. I got excited. And I tried it right away. You know, with all this energy, I started feeling way better after the movie. So I manifested, you know, small things like a coffee. But very soon, my energy shifted from this belief, this excitement, this positive expectation to doubt. I'm like, can this really be? Can it really be so easy? Can I really change my life just with thinking positive? And it proved very fast that it wasn't that easy because after the first time I watched The Secret movie, I shared it with all my friends and they had a similar experience than me. They were super excited after watching it and they experienced the same thing like me. Like being excited in the beginning, but then after a few days it wears off and you don't know what to do. It's not working anymore. You're back where you were. After that, I read many books. I started really going deep and trying to understand how does it truly work? Because back then, I had a very tough life. I hated my life. It was horrible. I had talents that I wasn't using. I was working in a job I hated. And I was surrounded by people that were really not a good influence. And most of the time, I just felt depressed. I didn't know what I should do on this planet Earth. Who am I? What's my purpose? And this life just didn't make sense of me. So The Secret did something good. It awakened a spirit of like, there must be more, which is a good thing, right? But then I needed to dive deeper. And with the time, I got to know a lot of gurus on the internet that give you half-truths, that give you misconceptions, that tell you to do things that don't really work. Let's give an example, affirmations. Just say your affirmations. Or do your dream book, your vision board. I did these things. There's nothing wrong with them. But if you don't understand the deeper truth of how these things work, of how vibration works, you can actually do more damage with these things. And let me tell you why. Back then, I did my vision board, I did my dream book, I did my affirmations. But I was focusing on goals that are so big, they literally scared me. Every time I looked at my dream book, which I was supposed to do, I was supposed to look at my dream book every single day, right? In the morning, before sleep, which makes sense, but listen to me, because the thing that I did wrong was that I had goals that are so big that I got so scared and I felt like a loser because they were just so big and I was so far away from them. And instead of, if you think of, it's logical, right? But then these people claim, just repeat the affirmations, just keep on looking at the dream book and on one point you will believe it. It's not completely true. I mean, again, these are half-truths. It's also not completely wrong, but half-truths can be dangerous because you think you do the right thing, but you actually don't. If you focus on something that's so big that you cannot believe in, thinking that if you keep on looking at it, keep repeating the affirmations, you will believe them on one point. But again, that's not true, because if you feel doubt looking at your vision board, looking at your dream book, doing the affirmations, you actually attract what you think about most of the time, which in that case was the doubt. And not just the doubt, it was like feeling like a loser, feeling like nobody, feeling like I'm nowhere. That's how I felt looking at these things. And that's exactly what I attracted. So it was a long journey, because I did this one thing wrong for such a long time till I finally figured it out. So basically the law of attraction says you attract what you think about. Like attracts like. Think positive and you will attract positive things in your life, which is actually true, but there are some things missing. Law of assumption, on the other hand, says like assume what you want is already here. You already have it, which actually is the missing piece of law of attraction. So law of attraction is not wrong. Law of assumption is not necessarily better. They fit together. They are one of the same. They are just explained in a different way. The mindset is slightly different, right? Again, law of attraction is you attract things. Law of assumption is it's already here. The law of attraction started working for me when I started using the law of assumption. And in the beginning, I didn't even know it's the law of assumption. When I got to know Neville and I started reading his books, I started realizing that's what I've been doing all along. So instead of just thinking positive, doing my affirmations and all that stuff, I started focusing more on how I feel. Actually feeling like it's already here. And how you do that is pretty simple, guys. Again, now is the practical tip that you can implement right away. Instead of focusing too much on the future, what's out there, what you want, what you don't have yet. Because every time you focus on the future, you tell yourself that you don't have it, right? You're here, this is your future, that's what you want. But realizing you already have everything that you want, and it's true. Let's do a thought experiment. If you want more money, the money is already out there. There is so much money out there, so much abundance, people that have so much money. So this money that you want is already there. You just need to claim it. That's a big difference. And then the other part is like, how can you feel as if you already have it? And Neville says you should be in the state of the wish fulfilled. How do you do that? Again, it's actually law of attraction, law of assumption is all about vibrations. I started watching Abraham Hicks videos and some people say it didn't work because it can be misunderstood. It's actually explained in a more complicated way than Neville. That's why I believe so many people are going now after the law of assumption and listening to Neville, because it's explained way easier. It's really the subtle shift from attracting to assuming, like from out there to having it, is what makes it really easy for people to implement. So you feel as if you already have it now. That's the big difference. But how do you actually do that? So first of all, if you know what you want, right? You know exactly you want to manifest your dream partner or more money or your dream business. Back then, for me, it was to be an artist. And the big shift happened when I went from wanting to be an artist to actually claiming to be an artist. And literally this was a mindset shift. And it made click in my mind. And it happened to me when I was listening to a role model that is super successful and is already an artist. And when he said with pride that he is an artist, it made switch. And suddenly I claimed that I'm an artist too, with pride. And after that, I started selling one art piece after the next. I started charging 5,000, 10,000, 24,000 USD for a single painting, because I claimed that I'm a successful artist. So before that, I was in the law of attraction. I wanted to become an artist, right? I wanted to attract more money. I wanted to sell my art for more money. But then, when I heard this guy saying he is an artist, I did a shift of consciousness. Instead of focusing on what I want, I suddenly focused on the state of who I am. And I became a proud, successful artist because I assumed that it's something good. Back then I assumed that being an artist means to be a starving artist, right? That's the notion that I had. I assumed that it's going to be really hard to make money with it. I assumed that people won't want to buy my art for a lot of money. I assumed that I will be struggling if I will be a full-time artist. When this guy said that he's an artist and he was super wealthy, I made the switch and started assuming that it's easy to be an artist, that it's fun, that I can charge a lot of money, that I can be extremely successful just like him. And bam, I made the shift and I became an artist that is already successful. And that's literally when everything started falling into place. So also when you want to become something, if you want to have something, if you want to be a millionaire, but you assume being a millionaire is super hard and difficult and it's not fun and you need to work harder, you have less time, I don't think you want to actually do that. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be a millionaire. So my mindset shift was to assume that what I actually want to be is fun, it's easy, it's amazing, it's the best thing that could happen to me, or it's the best thing that's happening to me. So you can do the same with everything that you want to manifest. You just assume that not just you already have it, but also it's fun, it's easy, it's effortless. That's when the real magic happens, because it's all about becoming. And again, that goes back to law of attraction and law of assumption. Law of attraction constantly about getting something, attracting something. Law of assumption, focusing on your state, on who you are, on becoming, right? That you already have everything that you want. All your desires are already fulfilled. You just need to get into the right energy. That's all you have to do to actually claim it. And it's true, because you will get all the inspiration of what to do next if you assume you already have it. If you assume you have your SP, you see yourself in your mind being with that person, and you start then aligning with that state. It literally feels like you're already together with that person. You're not even focused on this person being out there, but you already feel like you have the person. That's when you attract the person, because your reality needs to match up with your internal reality. The external reality is just a reflection of your internal world. That's all it is. And that's basically the main thing that I learned from law of assumption. It's like everything is internal. If I can align what I want internally, the outside will reflect that, right? And it's not by wishing for things. It's not by necessarily doing the affirmations, even though they can help. Even a vision board can help if you do it right? If the vision board excites you, if it's fun for you, it's a good tool. If the vision board scares you and stresses you out, it's a dangerous tool. And again, the mindset shift was just like going from wanting things and assuming what I want is out there and it's, hard to get, it's not fun, to realizing that I am already what I want and it's easy, fun, and it's the best thing to do. It's the best thing to have. It's my destiny, it's my purpose, it's exciting. I shifted my feeling state, and that's when it came. Neville also said, the secret is feeling, right? And that's how simple it is. And I actually got the message as well from Abraham Hicks, which is amazing too, and she talks about the law of attraction, but I got the same knowledge there, but I needed to dive really deep. I believe when you listen to Neville, you get the memo sooner. It's about feeling like you already have the wish fulfilled. It's more about like also reprogramming your subconscious mind through, for example, visualizing before you sleep, because then it really can go into your subconscious mind.